The words icon and elite, those are big words. Dunhill had balls when putting that on this fragrance. I'm not going to use those words in my vocabulary while describing this scent. Those words don't cut it when talking about this one. Keep it tuned in to find out what I think about this one. What's going on, YouTube fragrance family? Welcome to another Robes 08 fragrance review. Today I'm going to put my nose on the house of Dunhill and another one and another flanker to their Icon series. This one called Icon Elite. Now, first and foremost, I want to thank my partner FragranceX.com for Dunhill Icon Elite. You can utilize my sweet code Robes08 and receive 15% off on purchasing this one right here and any other fragrance on their website. Now let's take a look at the stats. Let's go under the hood of Icon Elite. Hit the shelves back in 2016. Bottle sizes are the 1.7. This guy right here is the 3.4 ounce, the big boy. Concentration, this is an EDP, Eau de Parfum Concentration. Flanker, yeah it is. You see these? Yeah. This is, of course, a flanker to this, the little gray bottle right beside it, this black bottle here, Icon. It was released very shortly after this gold bottle right here. Then we got the green one racing that was just recently released. I'm going to put all these down, but again, beautiful bottles. When you put them side to side, they're absolutely gorgeous. So it is a flanker to the original group. This is a woody, spicy fragrance. You are going to notice that the spices, but mostly the woods out of this fragrance really do pop. Pricing for this one. Oh, if you go on the Dunhill website, retail, you're looking at $90 to $130 USD for this. This is $130 USD. God, I don't do that, first of all. These really... You are patient when these first get released. You wait 3 to 6 months. They're at your favorite discounter for like $60, $50 maybe. Really just be patient with these. Dunhill never, ever spend $100 USD for any of these fragrances, ever. Just telling you. Noses behind this fragrance, we have two noses. We have Jean-Claude Delville, which is the nose behind, most notably, Curve for Men, and Benoit Lapouzet, which is also a nose for Femme Fendi, which was a recent fragrance review of mine. So let's look at the notes behind this fragrance. We have, in the introduction, cardamom, bergamot, lime, and bitter orange. So we have a lot of citrus with, of course, that cardamom note, which is oh so popular these days with these designer releases. In the mid, we have vetiver, sage, juniper, and black pepper. So a little more interesting in there. In the base, a little bit some of the same here: sandalwood, ebony wood, labdanum, and suede. So the major notes to this nose right here are black pepper. The black pepper in this fragrance, the more I wear it, the more it, a little sprinkle or a pinch of black pepper, does very well in a lot of fragrances. Cardamom, of course, and this is a sandalwood-based fragrance to my nose. Now let's take a look at my application. How many sprays and where I go. My usual: 1 on the chest, 2 on the neck, so 1 on each side here, then 2 on the arms. I'm wearing a long sleeve, so I'll go close to my inner elbows here, and that's it. And of course, I'm going to remind myself of the introduction, even though it's in the air right now, on the back of my hand right here. Again, if I haven't said it in my other reviews of these Dunhill Icons, the beautiful, beautiful bottles. They have some great weight to them, and they look great side by side. So as a collector, bottles, winners. Now let's sniff this fragrance out. Now the introduction of Icon Elite. She's a tweener. It really is one of those fragrances that's not too dark, not as dark as, sorry, I'm going off screen, of the Absolute here, but also a little darker than this guy right here. This one's still a tweener, but you can tell that it has some freshness, but at the same time it has some darker notes in this introduction. So from the first sniff, you are met with some freshness here, quickly with the lime and the bitter orange, mostly to my nose, which are joined very, very immediately with the vetiver, cardamom, and the black pepper and some woods here. So very busy introduction. Those citruses are gonna burn off like it's like nobody's business. you could almost miss them. There is, when I first purchased this fragrance, there's a few times that I was like, hey, there's the citruses, I get them now. So it took me some time to really grasp them because it went dark real quick, just like the bottle. Very busy introduction, which after all those introductory notes kind of make their way through the fragrance and some of them dissipate, you're left with a peppery and woody backbone to the fragrance, and that is going to be your backbone to the scent. I noticed with this scent on different wearings that the black pepper had a little bit of bite to it, which I welcomed. And it gave this scent an interesting edge and made it a little darker black like the bottle. Now the woods, they're soft, they're mellow, but at the same time, they're front and center in this fragrance. They're very tame, but at the same time, they are your central theme, paired with some cardamom here and some freshness that is hanging on for dear life into the heart. So that was one thing with Icon Elite. It was that it immediately wanted to bring you to the dark side, but it wasn't that dark of a fragrance. I really felt like the Absolute version was a much darker fragrance than this one. This was a tweener right in the middle, in between the gray bottle and the gold bottle, even though there's a lot of woods here. The sandalwood is what steals the show in this fragrance, deeper into the introduction, well into the heart of the scent, and of course more into the dry down. It will be your central piece of Icon Elite and will push until the end of the life of the fragrance. Much deeper into the dry down, Elite turns smoother with, of course, its staple of sandalwood, because it's a very smooth sandalwood, with a light vetiver sprinkling that has a bigger role late into the heart. It has a soapy barbershop tinge that runs through the scent. However, to note, the darker notes do prevail. So there is a push in Dunhill Icon Elite that felt like it was really just staying put in that, start of fall, kind of springish type of vibe. It never went too dark as a winter type scent or a very cool weather scent. It is really good in just those mild, cooler days. I felt like that was perfect for this. Now, there is a suede-like leather in Icon Elite that joins the show, but it has a minimal impact on the wearer and just helps the darker theme stay alive. As a whole, Elite never goes too dark or never too fresh as a scent. It runs right in the middle of the spectrum. Overall, Icon Elite is the closest icon to the original release as wearability is concerned. I really felt like it was built the same way as this fragrance. It's slightly darker than the original, deeper than the original, but does not stand out as a whole. During some wearings, this scent never really pushed its boundaries. I was really hoping for more for Icon Elite. It wore itself very close to the skin, and this is the same kind of idea that I was getting with this one. I really wanted more out of this fragrance. Absolutely love the Absolute version, but these guys wear very soft and never really stood out. It felt like it was missing just a little something, and that's how I feel about this whole series. Is this whole Icon series, to me, at the time of this review, I've reviewed 3 out of the 4 today. This one hasn't been reviewed yet. I feel as a whole, they are going in the right direction. I feel like this is a good step to the right direction. The bottles look great. The presentation looks simply outstanding. Some of the fragrances as a scent itself smell great, but projection and longevity aren't there. They're very soft, especially the darker scents. I really wish they had some more push to them. So I believe they're in there, but they're not there yet as a solid release in the designer game that can go against some of the classics in the game. I really don't think this Icon series will not come out as a classic at all. They are just a flash in the pan. However, it is a very, very good step in the right direction for the House of Dunhill. I got to give Dunhill some props for Icon Elite. No, it's nothing really new to the game. It does have some performance issues, which I am going to talk about. And like I said, it's just solid, and that's what it is. I got to give them props that they're staying away from the bubblegummy genre. Oh, sorry, racing, just earmuffs, okay. But either way, I really feel like they are going in the right direction with these fragrances. They're not elite as designer releases, but they are very, very solid. So recommended age for Dunhill Icon Elite would have to be 20 and up. It just has a little bit of matureness to the fragrance, obviously with a lot of woods in this fragrance, and of course some spices. There is some citruses, but it's a fairly darker scent. Not on the playful side, unlike this guy right here. Best time to wear this fragrance would have to be nighttime. I really felt like casual wear, something like I'm wearing like this for nighttime walks, going to the bar, going to play pool, going to play video games or something like that. It's just easy to wear at night. Seasons, this is mostly start of fall. I felt was really good. Spring nights, summer nights is really good. It's a tweener, so you know, when there's snow on the ground, it's not going to push. It's not going to do nothing really. It's really one of those that when it starts getting cold, this is one of those fragrances that you'd want to go to. Development is fairly average, not linear or complex in any way, shape, or form. So it's right in the middle of there. Work appropriate? No, I don't see it. Signature scent worthy? I don't see that either. Now let's get into my rating system. Let's take a look at projection and longevity. Projection, 5 bottles out of 10. It is a fairly average to low. I felt like it was very average on most wearings, and some wearings it was actually very, very low as far as projection. Longevity, same thing, fairly weak. 5 bottles out of 10. I'm going to give it 4 to 6 hours. Kind of generous here, but not... These Icon releases, they're not doing very well on my skin as far as projection and longevity goes. Compliment factor, same thing. I'm very lukewarm, 5 bottles out of 10, below average. Really, either A, people couldn't smell this fragrance on me when I was walking around, or B, it was just okay. There was no wow factor with this fragrance, and that's it's kind of missing that. Uniqueness, again, another 5 here. It's a well-developed fragrance. The scent itself is pretty nice to me. However, the uniqueness is not there. Pricing versus what you get, I'm going to give it a 5 here. Again, kind of staying with the 5s. The one thing is the sticker price, the original, you know, 90 to 130 US, that is a joke. I would give it 0 stars for that. But at the discounters rate, right, you're looking at around $35 to $60 USD. This is usually where these Dunhill icons go in, and I would give it a 5 there at the discounters rate. And that goes to versatility, 7 bottles out of 10. This is where it shines a little bit. It has some versatility to it just because it can be a nighttime scent for almost every season. And that goes to smell. I'm going to give this one a 6 bottles out of 10. Again, very, like I said, kind of above average. Pretty good smell. Nothing elite or iconic with this scent. It's just good. So that gets a 6. And overall, Dunhill Icon Elite gets the average rating of 5. It really has a lot of 5s in this rating system. And that's how I felt about this fragrance the whole time. It just really is exactly what I would expect from a designer release. There was no wow factor here. It's good. It's solid. It's not great in a lot of things, projection line. And these icons, that's where they're right around that 5 to 7 mark. They're not good enough to hit that 8, 9, 10 that I'm looking for designers. They're missing that wow factor. They're solid, but you know, the Dunhill Icon Absolute was the best as far as scent goes. As far as my taste goes, really well done. And then Icon, I liked it, didn't love it. And this one, it's more my taste, this one, than the Icon. But it is missing a lot of oomph, a lot of wow factor on it. It was good, but not great. And that's where it gets the 5. And that goes to buy, try, or pass. Dunhill Icon Elite gets the pass treatment from me. I really think that this is the little brother of the other two. I think the original has, of course, the huge hype on it. It's good. I'm not on the bandwagon as far as hype. You can take a look at my review. The Absolute right now is the one, as far as scent goes, is the best, in my personal opinion. It does have some downfalls to it. You can see my review on that one. And I feel like this one is missing the boat in the middle of these two. So it's a little lower than them. So that goes to a pass for Icon Elite. So thank you for watching my review on Dunhill Icon Elite. Please comment below good or bad. I'd like to hear your take on this particular release from Dunhill. There's not too many reviews on this particular fragrance. You know, a lot of people are talking about the hype beast here, this guy, and now the recent one. And they're kind of missing the ones in the middle. So I love hearing your take, the fragrance community, on the black bottle here, and let us know what you guys think. And please remember, a great or poor fragrance will make a lasting impression. Choose your scent wisely. Thanks for watching.